It had been 7 long months since Ryan had last seen Taehyung. 7 months of emptiness, pain, and unanswered questions. After discovering his marriage, everything between them had shattered. She had left him that evening, never wanted to look back, but the hollow ache in her heart remained. Vian had tried to move on, throwing herself into her work and putting up walls around her heart. But no matter how much she tried, the memory of Taehyung lingered like a shadow that wouldn't fade. She hated herself for still thinking about him. It was the betrayal that hurt most, not knowing what had been real between them. Now she stood at the entrance of her office building, the sky a blend of orange and pink as the sun set. It was a routine she had gotten used to, leaving work, walking to the train station, and making her way back home, where the silence of her apartment greeted her every evening. But today felt different as Ryan pushed open the glass doors and stepped out into the cool evening air. Her heart skipped a beat. There, standing across the street, was someone she never thought she'd see again. Taehyung, he was leaning against a lamp post, his hands in his pockets. Watching her with an expression that was both familiar and heartbreaking. His eyes, those same deep, soulful eyes she had once fallen in love with, were fixed on her, filled with longing and regret. Wine froze in her place, her breath catching in her throat. For a moment she couldn't move, couldn't breathe. As a flood of emotions surged through her, anger, sadness, confusion, and the painful pull of love she had been able to let go of. He took a hesitant step forward. Her name on his lips sent a shiver down her spine. But she refused to let him get to her again. She wasn't that naive girl anymore. Without a word, Vian turned on her heel and walked in the direction of the train station, her pace quickening with each step. She could hear him calling after her, his voice laced with desperation, but she didn't stop. She didn't even look back. Vian, please just listen to me for a second. Taehyung's voice was louder now, closer. But she kept walking, her heart pounding in her chest. The sound of his voice was too much. Reopening wounds she had tried so hard to heal. She couldn't let him back in, not after everything. She reached the crowded train station, weaving through the people, her mind racing. The noise of the city buzzed around her, but inside it was chaos. All she wanted was to get away from him, from the memories, from the past. As she waited for her train, her phone buzzed in her pocket. Frowning, she pulled it out, her heart skipping a beat when she saw an unknown number. Her fingers trembled as she unlocked the phone and opened the message. Hi, Ryan, I am Jiwon, the woman you talked to that day when Taehyung. Ryan's stomach twisted. Why was Taehyung's wife texting her now? She hesitated for a moment before continuing to read the message. I know you don't want to hear from me, but I need to tell you something important. Taehyung and I are divorced now. We were never in love, not really. Our marriage was arranged and we both felt trapped. But Taehyung, he loves you. He's loved you since the beginning. I think you need to know that he's been fighting for you. Even if it's been from a distance, he gave up everything for you. Van blinked, her eyes stringing as she tried to process the words. I can't make decisions for you, but Taehyung is hurting. He didn't mean to betray you. He was stuck in a situation he couldn't control. And when he found out, it was the first time he really felt free. I just thought you should know that before you decide to push him away for good. Tears blurred Vian's vision as the message ended. She wanted to ignore it, to push away the thoughts swirling in her head. But her heart wouldn't let her. The pain of the betrayal had been real. But was there a chance she had misunderstood how much Taehyung had been suffering too? As she wiped the tears from her eyes, something made her turn. And there he was. Taehyung stood a little further down the platform watching her, his face itched with a mix of hope and despair. His chest rose and fell with heavy breaths, his posture tense, like he was afraid that she might walk away again. Vian's heart broke all over again. She could see the truth in his eyes now. The love, the regret, the silent plea for her to hear him out. He hadn't moved, hadn't approached, like he was giving her space to decide. Her tears spilled over as she stood there, her chest tightening with the weight of everything she felt. Could she really do this again? Could she open herself up to the possibility of being hurt once more? But then, in the depths of his gaze, she saw the man she had fallen in love with. The one who had made her feel like she was the only person in the world. The one who had held her when she was sad. Who had laughed with her in the quiet moments. The one who had promised her forever. Before she could think, before she could stop herself, Maya's feet started moving. She ran. She ran towards him, her heart pounding in her chest, her tears falling freely now. She didn't care about the people around them, didn't care about the world watching. All she cared about was the man standing in front of her. The one she couldn't seem to let go of, no matter how hard she tried. Taehyung's eyes widened as she rushed towards him, his arm opening instinctively. And then, in an instant, she was in his arms, holding on to him as if her life depended on it. His arms wrapped around her tightly, pulling her close, and for the first time in months, Vine felt the warmth and comfort she had been missing. I am so sorry, Taehyung whispered into her hair, his voice thick with emotion. I'm so sorry for everything. I never wanted to hurt you. Vine buried her face in his chest, her tears soaking his shirt as she held him tighter. You disappeared. She choked out, her voice broken. You just disappeared. I didn't know what to think. I know, Taehyung said softly, his hand gently stroking her back. I didn't know how to fix things. I thought giving you space would help, but it only made everything worse. I should have fought harder for you. They stood there for what felt like an eternity, wrapped in each other's arms, the world around them fading away. For the first time in months, Vian left herself feel the love she had been holding back, the love she thought she had lost. She pulled back slightly, her eyes meeting his, still filled with tears, but now softened with the vulnerability they had both been hiding. Taehyung cupped her face gently, his thumb brushing away the tears. I won't, I promise. I'm never leaving you again, Vian. You're everything to me. Van nodded, her heart swelling with emotion. It wasn't going to be easy. There were still scars, still wounds that would take time to heal. But for the first time in a long while, she felt like maybe, just maybe, they could find their way back to each other. The journey was far from over, but they had found their way back. And with that being said, this is the end for this series, guys. I hope you will not ask me for another part of this. And yeah, if you liked it, please like, share, subscribe, and comment what I should make next. Also, the next part of When He Left You or the Alta will be coming soon. Stay tuned. Bye bye.